there are slight, tiny rumors of a Red Dead series being happening, and I will say this:
What?
if that is true, if those rumors are true,
Red
I
Dead
will
what?
be a Red Dead series like Last of Us, kind of like not.
Um,
If those rumors are true, I will watch it. Well, will be very, very skeptical.
I want to see who they bring out for Dutch.
Yeah,
That's going to be interesting.
it's just,
They get the voice actor for it. Oh,
well, the voice actor even admitted, like, um, during all the walking around scenes, they had another guy do it, but for when he was just
uh,
standing still or sitting down, he would actually be the guy to do it.
okay.
Because they did all like the motion capturing thing for Red Dead 2.
Uh huh.
Um,
Well, if he's old, I mean,
he's old and a little big, but
yeah,
yeah, he flat out said like, yeah, whenever they came around to me walking around or doing extra stuff, they had this other guy do it, but I was still voicing it.
yeah,
Um, but whenever I was just sitting down or just standing in one spot, I would do it, and it's like, okay, well,
yeah.
at
I
least
mean,
you're honest.
well, you
My
can't
main
expect.
concern is they better cast Arthur and tell his story fucking right, or else I'm going to be fucking critical about it.
Oh yeah, but that's that's going to be the
That and
interesting thing.
John. Because if
Yeah,
you're gonna do it right, you got to start off with Arthur's story, then you have to transition to
I want to
John's.
see I want to see who they pick for Sadler.
Say,
Sadie. I want to see who they pick for her. Mm-mm. That's enough.
because I know, like the
Um,
Western kind of genre's dead, but it's like you could kind of bring it back with this show if
but
if you do make this show.
my issue, my one thing is part of the thing that made the game really really good was its morality system.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder how they would put that into the show. Would it just be him just like having like internal dialogue about right or wrong or something like that?
In a row.
I don't know because it's kind of easy for The Last of Us because it was such a linear game. Like
Well, you could say
ultimately,
it's kind of
nothing you
easy
really
because
did
they
mattered.
they base they basically go off the cinematics. That's how
Yeah,
they make the show. Was just the off like the cinematics, basically, not the
yeah.
gameplay
Which because
parts.
there was enough fucking cinematics to make a
Yeah,
movie. Uh,
you can say the same thing for Red Dead, but the story itself plays along with the gameplay.
yeah,
Like
but
you
then again,
can't.
some of the cutscenes were based upon what your morality score was.
Yeah,
That's what I was trying to say. Is which ones would they pick?
I would just. You can do. Okay, so you can basically do some liberties with the game, but I would just play it as it is as the game goes on.
Dude,
Seriously, this
if they
is
were to make,
Red Dead. In my mind, if they make it to a show, would be probably the longest running TV show.
oh yeah,
And no, I'm not saying history because there's others that are still going on right now,
oh
but
yeah,
it would be the longest, really good one. It'd be longer than Game of Thrones if they do it correctly.
dude, the first, I mean, fucking Red Dead 2 would by itself would at least be 2 seasons,
Oh
if
no,
not
longer,
three.
longer than that.
I don't know about that. You might be stretching it there.
I would say 3 to 4 for the first, like for Red Dead 2, because you can kind of intertwine. Well, unless they want to take free liberties.
I would say the first act and the second act. So it's the act in the mountains and the act in Valentine would be season.
I would say yes. I would say that was season one, unless let's say Rockstar came out with a Red Dead 3 and they started to tell Dutch's and Hosea's story, but that's not much story to tell because you get most of that story in Red Dead 2.
But it would be interesting is if by the end of season one they had the issue with the whole, oh, you need to go out and collect this shit for me. And of course he gets essentially where he gets TB. but it doesn't get brought up until the last season. But like
Yeah,
if
I
you
would
watch it
not
back,
bring it up until the last season. I would give
oh yeah,
hints at it.
until the very end. Yeah, hitting like it does in the game because like every now and then during the cutscenes afterwards he starts coughing.
Will you help me finalize our business here?
More and more and more.
I mean, it was really
and is
present
out of
after
breath.
Gorma because it was
Yeah.
like that fucked up his system a little bit.
Yeah, I think Gorma would be its own season.
Gorma itself would be
Dude, this would be like a fucking. It'd be like
Okay.
Prison Break bullshit.
Yes, kind of. I would say season. You can probably fit all of chapter 1 in like 2 episodes.
Yeah, 2 or 3.
2 or 3. If you really think about it.
Well, the first one I would say is them running away from,
Unless you start off in Blackwater and have that whole fiasco end. Just get with Rockstar and have them tell you what went down, or keep that a mystery. I'd say keep that a mystery, and
I think keep it like a mystery, but like it starts off with them being chased out of Blackwater.
Yes.
So that kind of have that be the opening, and then them being chased up into the mountains. And
then when it would just
running away from
pan to that first shot you see of all of them.
And them running away from the Pinkertons. And by the end of the first episode, I think would be where they save Sadie.
Yes, I would end it there.
Yeah.
Second episode, you start off with them coming back to camp with Sadie. And just start off.
Oh yeah. And then probably climax with them going and saving John.
Yes.
Third episode.
The shootout at that old mining thing. And then
they can even take a slight break and they can go and do the hunting.
Well,
oh no, wasn't that when you were helping? No,
okay. No. John was the second one, right after you saved Sadie. Yeah. So you do that, and then it went towards you can either hunt with Charles, or go to that old mining town and do the shootout there. I think that's how it goes. So
what for the third episode? Just start off like cut into essentially they're already out there hunting and they're coming back.
Yeah.
So you don't leave it out, but you don't spend too much time on it. You don't spend
too much time with it now. You come back, do the shootout, and then end it with them leaving.
And I would say near the end, seeing Valentine.
Yes, you see Valentine. Actually, no, you get the horseshoe.
Oh, yeah.
And do that big scene there, where you have to make everyone has to get their share. End of that, and then you start doing the Valentine stuff. Now, I have thought about this for a while.
Yeah.
Because I know everyone gets the White Arabian as quick as they possibly can. So I would do some of those missions, get them out of the way, like intercut kind of, and then do somewhat of an episode of Arthur trying, like, hearing mysteries about this certain horse. He gets to a certain point, and he gets these mysteries about this certain horse, how it's so special, and so majestic that no one can get it. No one has ever fully seen it for like more than 30 seconds. So he goes back up into the mountains, because they say that's where it's only been seen at. It's back up in the mountains. He goes up there. Let's say he catches. Well, you can also say he also heard something about a legendary fish up there and some legendary animals. He goes up there to hunt. Things turn south. His horse gets killed under him. He's wandering about. Then all of a sudden, you know how when you see the White Arabian, it gets all this, like the whole scenery gets fucking beautiful and all that shit?
Yeah.
Like he just sees like a shining fucking star coming at him, and it just appears before him.
What about doing that one mission with Hosea where he's going to go hunt that fucking bear?
That's his own thing. That's
okay. I was going to say, because why don't he just get separate from that and gets chased into the mountains or something?
That could work too.
And again, the horse dies.
Yeah, the horse dies from under him. Yeah, it could.
And so
he
the
kills
white
the bear.
horse would be.
Yeah,
Huh.
because you could basically work it out like, yes, the bear did chase him into the mountains, and the horse got killed. The horse saved him first. The horse did save him from being killed. So,
Yeah.
and then he's freezing his fire and like he's about to succumb, but the white Arabian just appears and you see that shot, and it's just holy shit,
Yeah.
holy shit.
Yeah, the white Arabian.
Yeah, because every time I go get the white Arabian, I always just look at that scenery and just like, God, this is beautiful.
Oh, it is.
I just sit there for a minute before I catch it. And it's like, wow, look at this shot.
Well, anyways, I want to grab you now.
Anyways, I'm gonna have to grab you now.
Make sure it's of age.
So where do you think where would you end season 1 then? Oh no, all that Valentine shit would be season 2. Okay, so where would you end season 2 then?
Wait,
Or
where
would you
I
want to?
end?
So okay, no, never mind. Where would you end season 1 since we're still in the Valentine area? Like, what would you add and not add in there? Because chapter 2 is a long fucking chapter.
See, that's why I would wish that they would do something like, because when you're saying seasons, I don't know how many episodes. Like my typical season that I'm used to is 12 episodes. So
Fuck it, I would say 12.
okay.
I
Well,
would give 12.
that 12 I think would still be enough to go through
Most of chapter 2.
Yeah, and so essentially after the heist, and then running out would be
What heist?
the Valentine heist.
That heist doesn't happen until chapter 3 or 4.
Oh, it didn't?
No.
Oh, shit. I thought because they had to leave.
No, because they had to remember where they had to ride into Valentine through roads, and then they had to ride back through it. The heist, the Valentine heist, didn't happen until after chapter 3, or in chapter 3, I would say. And then in chapter 4, it was the roads heist.
Again, I didn't play it nearly as many times as you did. And the last time I had like an actual full-on playthrough was when it came out.
Yeah.
Oh, you have to get the one scene from what was it? Arthur and what's his face went to the bar.
Lenny?
Yeah, Lanny.
Oh, yes.
One of my favorite characters. And then he was dead. And it's like, oh.
Yeah.
And then there was what's his name? The Irish fellow. Loved him. Then
Sean.
he died. I'm like,
that one caught me off guard. I was like, it was just a simple walk. I was like, it feels off, but it was like, okay, we can probably make through. And then just blasted. Like, wow.
on.
Okay.
Yup. Micah can go fuck himself. Ah, fuck. When did they save Micah?
It was chapter 2.
Fuck.
Because
Unfortunately, I think that should be the last episode. Is just them saving him and bringing him back. So then to leave the audience. So anyone who hasn't watched the show, anybody who's played the game would be like, "Fuck this dude," but anybody who hasn't would be like, "Oh, cool, they saved this guy." Camaraderie, yay!
Yeah.
Not necessarily know who he is, and then kind of let them stew.
Well, you find out why he's such a fucking prick in that fucking mission. It's like you saved him. It's like, okay, we can get out of here. He's like, no. I have to go get my guns. It's like, okay, shouldn't they be in the fucking sheriff's office? And they're like, no. They're in this one place where this dude is fucking this bitch. And it's like, okay, why are we killing everybody in this town, though? Because it turns into a fucking massacre. It's like, why are we doing this? And it's like, but Arthur has to play along because he has to save his own fucking skin. He's like, yeah, I have to stay alive. So,
yeah.
And it's like, and the thing is, though,
well, if that's the case, yeah, you're right. You're right about that. So
and
maybe
plus, Micah doesn't even fucking leave Strawberry. He sits outside there and waits for that fucking stagecoach to get by.
Yeah. Well, then in that case, after that, I think that it should end like essentially when everybody meets back, including Micah back at
Would you do the TB
camp.
in season 1 or season 2?
The what?
Would you do the TBC in season 1 or season 2?
Oh.
Because I saved that one for last. Because it's like, I know it's going to
I do it season 1. I do it season 1 because that would probably have the most amount of effect. Because again, like it happened so early on, but by the time it's done, you kind of forgot about that. And I would play it off in the show again for audience members who haven't played the games or anything. I'd play it off as if it's kind of just a nonchalant thing. It's an event. I wouldn't make a big deal about it. It'd be kind of while I'm doing this, I'm
Well, yeah, because Strauss tells you,
play
like,
on the
yeah,
down low.
you gotta get this guy's down thing, and you avoid it so much to where you were basically forced to do it. You got back to camp.
You're down on your money. You were down on your money. You needed to get some.
Yeah,
and it was an easy way to get it.
But the thing was, in the game, was like Strauss literally came up to you in the game while you came back to camp. He's like, "Look, you gotta go do this. Like, you have to go do this. There's no other option. Like, in the game, there's no other option. You basically rode to the fucking ranch." And I hate that. I hate that mission now because it's like, fuck.
It's you're essentially walking down the gallows.
Yeah, it's.
And I think that they should definitely do that. So, like the last or whatever episode it is that that's the. So you could So if that's the case,
I avoid that one because
mission,
the last mission in chapter 2 is you
going out there.
No, it's you and John leading a herd of sheep back to Valentine, and then you meet up with Dutch in a bar, and then that Cornwall guy comes in, and the whole town starts shooting up like an abrupt shithole, basically. That's how chapter 2 ends.
Okay. So wait, when was the TB?
TB was still in chapter 2, but you had to get past the Micah and that mission to advance further in chapter 2 to get the John mission. That's why.
Would you think there's any conceivable way that would be the last episode?
The John one?
How about the TB?
I probably do the TB
one.
Well,
that's second to last.
I would do it second to last.
Okay. And again, just kind of play it off.
Yeah.
Like again,
because you can literally have it.
Make Strauss seem like a jackass.
Yeah, because I just not thought of this. You can skip Micah out of Strawberry, have the whole thing go down. You got to come back to camp real quick to get something, and then Strauss is being a fucking dick to you. Like, you got to go do this. Yeah. Like, we need the money. Like, because for some god unknown reason, we're out of money in the camp, and we need money real quick.
Because we always need
money.
A little more money. We just need money.
So, and then you go do it.
Yeah.
And you have that entire scene, shot for shot, word for word, no changing it.
Yeah.
And then you do that ride back, where it's just nothing is said. It's all shots of him riding back. No music. Just a little bit of that music, but it's like now you've seen death and he's coming for you soon.
Yeah.
Not too soon, but he's coming.
But have it like really, really subtle in the background.
Yeah, subtle. It's subtle.
And again, I would just like sprinkle throughout every episode afterward.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe not the next episode, like the finale episode for the first season, but like after season 2, periodically, not every episode.
It's after chapter 3 it starts becoming a thing.
Yeah.
Like even throughout Saint Denis, it's like, what's going on?
Like have like the first episode he might cough maybe once.
Yeah.
Or like catches
his breath and he coughs.
Yeah. Yeah. And then like it skips a couple episodes and then it comes in again, random. Kind of naturally.
It would come in like just whenever he ran out of breath from running or something like that, it would happen.
And I think nothing serious would happen through season 2, and
No.
then season 3 is when it starts kind of ramping up a little bit.
So how would you do season 2? Okay, let's say we end season 1 with the Valentine shootout, and you leave Valentine with the camp, and they're all going to that one spot. I'm
sorry, it's been a while.
So you leave the Horseshoe Lookout, and you and Charles have to go scout for a new spot.
Okay.
And you meet up with that German family. And then you go to that one spot, you get ambushed for a little bit, return the man back to his family, and then chapter 3 starts. Basically, after that's done. So then, chapter 3 is all of Rhodes. Chapter 3 is interesting. And then chapter 4 is just Saint Denis. But I'd probably say season 2 is all chapter 3.
Yeah.
And I would end it on the fucking shot of them going to that manor. That shootout.
Yeah, that'd be pretty good.
Because again, in season 1 you have to go somewhere to get Sean, because that's part of chapter 2. So it would line up. I would probably have that actually no, I would have the shootout in Rhodes where Sean dies as the second to last episode of season 2. And then have the shootout in the manor the last one. And they have to go to Saint Denis. And then season 3, which is just all chapter 4. It's all chapter 4. And it would end killing the Italian is in chapter 4, correct? Before they do the heist.
I think so.
Yes. Because I would have that as a second to last, because you get to see what Dutch is really like. That's like a turning point in his character.
Yeah.
And then you do that bank heist where Abigail goes missing. Hosea gets caught and he gets shot. Lenny dies. And you end. And then Charles has to basically be a distraction and leads the Pinkertons away. And they board the ship. And I would probably end it on like a cliffhanger.
Yeah.
And then season 4 is chapter 5.
Yeah.
And season 4, chapter 5, the last one is when you get back to the States, basically. Stateside. You get back stateside. I wouldn't know how to end it, but you would get back there. If that makes any sense. And then season 5 is probably going to be the most tragic season. Because there's a lot to fit in with chapter 6.
Oh, yeah.
That one's probably going to be the hardest one to do. Because, of course, you end on Arthur's death, which is probably the most fucking tragic death I've ever seen on fucking video game scene. Oh, it still brings a tear to my eye.
Especially with the horse.
Oh, yes. The whole the whole Indian thing.
Oh,
that's a story in itself. And then you gotta add that You gotta add that story with the sister at the train station.
Yes.
You got it. Oh man.
Oh, that'd be rough. Oh boy, oh brother.
Yeah, because. Oh my god, yeah.
That'll fuck you up.
Because you basically save. Well, it's got to be somewhere in that season, because you save the colonel that's helping out the Indians. And right when you save him, you go to that train station. That's when that scene happens.
Yeah.
That scene kind of broke me a little bit because I was like, God damn. I don't like seeing Arthur crying, but it's like, oh man. And then season 6 is the epilogue from Red Dead 2. Out, and that season 6 is all the epilogue. And it would end with John killing Micah.
Yeah.
And then you have a post-credit scene where the Pinkertons show up at John's ranch. And then you do season 7 through... how many seasons would you do for the first game?
What?
The first Red Dead game? How many seasons would you think that is? Because I haven't played it in a while. But...
it's probably been just about as long as me. The longest time.
I might say 3 seasons. Maybe 2.
Yeah, that's about right.
Because you gotta end it on John sacrificing himself for his family. And then maybe do the Jack thing where he gets his kind of revenge. I don't know. After... yeah, I'd probably say at least maybe 3 seasons for like John's entire story, for maybe 2 at max. That first game's interesting though, because that last episode of the series would probably be John's death, followed up with Jack overlooking the gravesite where his father was laid to rest, and then his mother was right beside it. You follow Jack for a little bit, and then you find the Pinkerton that killed him, basically. And Jack does a duel and kills him. And then he rides off into the sunset. That's probably how I would end it. Unless Rockstar would please us with another Red Dead game that explains more of the story. I don't know how they would do it. I don't know what story they would go off of, but honestly, it would just all depend on... I would just ask Rockstar, because they know this fucking story. If they are doing their game. Just ask them, like, what if you are doing their game, what are you doing it? Like, are you going off Jack's story? Because it kind of hints that he goes to the First World War. Kind of. He hints at it. They do hint at it. From what I remember. That would be interesting. But I just don't know what they would do. But you can practically make a whole show out of the Red Dead 2. And it would end on a somber note with John. It would.
Yeah.
Of course, you would have to clear up some of the other camp characters.
Yeah.
Where they've been. Because they kind of do that in Red Dead. The ones that survived and aren't pieces of shit, as in the first game. Well, the ones that sided with Dutch, you would say.
Yeah.
But it's just you with Red Dead, you just have to be very careful, because it is a Western genre, and Westerns are kind of as dead. But that'd probably be the one thing that would bring it back just for a spell, and it'd be great.
Yeah.